Felix is, running around like crazy, and Izzy is 4. So I was like, I'm going to let them help me decorate this year. So that brings me to my first most important hack, is to remind yourself that the holiday season is for the kids and to let it go. So I feel like this is a tip that my mom could have used too. She was very much, she wanted the tree to look a certain way. And when I was a young adult, I used to like to put the ornaments in like funny positions, and that would bother her because she wanted it to look a certain perfect way. Even when we were little, we were trying to put an ornament on, she would take it from us and put it somewhere else because she wanted it even and perfect. So, and that would really stress her out. And there was always like an argument over whether we were going to do like a homey tree with like the homemade ornaments and like the ornaments that had the years on it, or if we were going to do a theme tree like all red and gold or like blue and silver. And that was always an argument. And so this year, when I decided to let my kids help me, I was like, it's not going to look perfect, but it's for them. So, it took me 10 times as long as it would have if I did it by myself, but they were laughing and dancing and playing with each other, and it was getting a little frustrating for me at some points because they'd be like, oh, where should I put this? And I'd be like, wherever you want to, sweetie. And then they'd be like, here you go, you put it up. And I was like, well, why am I doing this with you if I'm just gonna do it all? But yeah, they had such a great time doing it. And yeah, like I said, it was much harder, but the hack of like letting it go is so important because nobody's coming into my house to do like a photo shoot of my tree. And I personally do prefer the homey ones. So I have some, like every year I have to get a year ornament. I love that. I think it's such a cute little way to remember what was going on that year. And I have a few homemade ones that Izzy has made, and just some like cutie sentimental ones. And to me, that's so fun. And we do have some breakables, so I put them at the top, and it's a good thing because the non-breakable bulbs, Felix loves pulling them off the tree and kicking them around the house. He thinks it's like a soccer ball. And I just laughed to myself because I think of like if we would have done that when we were kids, how much my mom would have cringed at that. But yeah, it's really fun. And then you just clean them up and put them back on the tree wherever when the kids are done. And that goes for everything. So like we've done some holiday baking, and this year Izzy has really wanted to help, and it's good to let them help and learn. It makes it so much harder for you, but like if you can let it go, it's gonna make the experience, if you frame it like, if you can't let it go and you frame it like, oh, this is so annoying, like I could have had this done ages ago. If you let that go and you're like, oh, look at how fun my kid is having so much fun, and on top of that they're learning a really good life lesson of how to bake, how to like put these ingredients together, and what happens when you put the ingredients together, and then when the thing is baked they feel a sense of accomplishment, and it's making memories with you. And yes, it's going to be messier, but go in with that mindset and it's a lot more tolerable and fun. Yes. And then my second hack, this one is my favorite, I think. And I've been telling everyone this. So for my mamas who are still pregnant, or this is your first time having a baby, you might be thinking, oh, like, and you might have already done it this year, but you might be thinking, oh, like, I love getting a Santa picture with my kid. And then you go to the mall, they don't let you take it with your own phone, and it's like $60 for like one picture, and it's like, what? So I have two better options for you. So the first is in your area, wherever you are. I'm in Ontario. There are things called breakfast or lunches with Santa. So these happen at like pubs, restaurants, sometimes they're at community centers, and you go and you're just, it's almost like, so what we did, we went to a restaurant and you're just paying for your meal. And I know that's more expensive these days anyways, but then the Santa is there and you can go up to the Santa at any time. You can go back up to the Santa at any time. They usually have other characters roaming around. So the one we went to had Paw Patrol characters roaming around that the kids went up and played with or had pictures taken with. And when you go up to the Santa, you just take the pictures with your own phone, and you can take as many pictures as you want, and you are only paying for the price of your meal. And it is such a better experience. And my daughter, so I discovered this last year. The other years I was doing the mall Santa thing. My daughter loves it because, first of all, she loves that we're going to a restaurant. She's a picky eater, so she's not like loving it for the food, but she's loving it for the fact that we're all there together. And she's loving the Paw Patrol characters. Even though she doesn't really care for that show, she really loves the characters and loves taking pictures with them, loves the decorations in the restaurant, and loves the fact that she can go up to Santa as many times as she wants, and we can take as many pictures as we want. She can have like nice smiling pictures or silly pictures, pictures with her, just her, or pictures with her and Felix. And that was like totally wonderful. I would highly, highly, highly recommend that for you guys if you look into that next year, because it's probably too late wherever you are. But yeah, keep that in mind. Breakfast or lunch with Santa, it's much better than the mall Santa experience, especially because the mall Santas, you often are in this crazy long lineup and your baby is like crying because you're not moving, and they're annoyed, and then you're annoyed because you're like, I put you in such a cute little outfit and you're getting yourself all in a tizzy, and it's stressful for everyone. And then yeah, the one picture is like astronomically expensive. The other hack with this that I've heard about, I haven't done it myself because the drive's a little long for us, but if there's a Bass Pro Shop close to you, they do Santa pictures there for free. So I'm not sure if it's the photographer that does it for free or if you take it with your phone, but apparently it's a really great experience. So I would highly recommend doing that instead of doing the mall Santa experience. We did do mall Santa this year, but we didn't get a picture taken. So the day that Santa arrived at our local mall, they also have a train, like a Christmas train in that mall. And that day it was free. So I was like, we're going for the free train ride. And there was no lineup at all to see Santa. There was no kids there at all, because it was like the last weekend of November, I believe. And so Izzy and I and Felix rode the train a couple of times. We met up with some of her friends and they rode the train a few times. And then she went up to Santa and told him what she wanted. I have to say, he was a very sleepy Santa and a little bit hard of hearing. She told him a few times what she wanted and he was like, pardon? She would say it again, and then he was like, what? And then she would say it again. Then he'd look at me, and then I'd have to tell him. And then they were just sitting there like, you know, that awkward silence you get sometimes with people when you're having a conversation and you're like, anyways. So she had that experience. So that Santa wasn't the greatest Santa. The Santa at the lunch with Santa we went to was fantastic, and she loved. So keep that in mind. And then that brings me, it's a good transition to my third hack, because I mentioned the free train. Christmas and the holiday season can get out of hand with how expensive things are. So I wanted to give you some hacks that also double as being eco-friendly. So there is a website local to here, but you could definitely check it out in your area and see if they have it for your area. It's called Active Parents, and it has a whole schedule of local holiday events that are going on close to you, and they let you know if it's like a paid event or a free event. And then that's how I knew the mall was having that free train day, because it was on this website. And you know, you end up being able to do these fun magical things with your kids, but not spending an arm and a leg, because let's be honest, the holiday season, it's like everything gets marked up. It's so expensive, right? That train ride I was talking about, when it's like less than a minute, the whole ride. And on the non-free days, I remember it saying it was like $5. Like, I would never pay that for that train ride, but it was really fun for free. Yeah, and there's also here on Facebook, if you don't know, there are groups local to every area, and they are called Buy Nothing, or If It's Free, or Free Recycle groups. And it's like Marketplace, but it's all free. And it's people local to you who are giving away stuff that they are done with. And you know, if you are interested, you say interested, and then if they choose you, you guys communicate how you're going to go and pick up the thing. And this one, I think, is like such an important one to know about, because there's amazing things on there. Like, you know, if you're a mom, that the stuff that our kids have, they play with it as babies and young children. They play with it for, you know, a good small amount of time, and then the thing, unless they've like completely destroyed it, the thing looks like it's in perfect condition still. And then what do you do with it, right? But meanwhile, maybe there's a mom who's like 6 months behind you, right? So you're done with the newborn clothes, or you're done with the tummy time mats and stuff like that. Instead of like throwing it out, or even like giving it to a lot of those thrift stores like Value Village or Goodwill, they're actually like, they're keeping a lot of that stuff for profit, and it's a little bit like ick what they do with it. But you know, if there's this mother who's like, oh yeah, like I could use that, and times are tough, like I wouldn't have been able to afford that stuff without this site, like that's way better than donating it to one of those like Goodwills or Value Village type places, right? So the other thing too is like, this is like the best example, Barbie Dream House. It's huge. Once your kid's done with it, like you want it gone because it's huge, but so many little girls want it, and it's like over $200 for free. I mean, at the toy store, and it comes in this massive box, and you have to put it all together, and there's so much waste, like all the little things and little baggies and twist ties and like zip ties and whatever else. And then you have like so much garbage just from putting together that one huge dollhouse. Whereas literally on these buy nothing and if it's free sites, groups, they are giving Barbie dream houses away all the time, like literally all the time, and in like the best condition, and it's free. And then your kid still gets to have that Barbie experience. Or the other one, the play kitchens, playhouses, those types of things where it's like a little structure and your little one is playing with it. Those things are massively expensive as well. And so like, again, so much packaging. They're definitely over 200. They're probably over 300 now, but people are always giving them away on these sites, and they are obviously still in great condition because those things are like, that's some like heavy duty plastic. It's not just gonna break. You know what I mean? It might maybe be a little bit like sun faded or something if it was outside, but in otherwise perfect condition, even if it is sun faded, your baby's not gonna know or care. So definitely check out and join those groups, and then you can pass on the stuff that you are done with afterwards and make somebody else's Christmas. There's been so many people in those groups who are like, I lost my job. I don't know how I'm going to make Christmas for my children. And then people are like, oh, what age is your child? And then that person ends up walking out of that comment with like all of the Christmas gifts, and they got the whole thing for free. So definitely check those out. Save yourself some money and some packaging. So yeah, let me review that. The first tip, I think first and most important, is to let it go. Reframe your mindset. You know, things aren't going to be as easy and perfect as they were before children, like decorating, for example, or wrapping presents, but it's for them. So reframe your mind, let it go, and just remember how much fun your kids are having because you are creating the most magical time of the year for them. And then my second hack is to not pay for the mall Santa picture and to check out breakfast or lunch with Santa in your area, or Bass Pro Shop does it for free, so that you can avoid the super expensive mall Santa picture and have a way more fun experience. And then my third hack to save you some money is to check out, if you're local to me or if this website is everywhere, Active Parents. Just Google that, and that can show you the events around you and let you know if it's free or paid, and to join your local buy nothing, and if it's free and free recycle groups, and don't pay for the things like Barbie's Dream House and play kitchens and playhouses. Check on there, because I'm telling you, they are on there all the time, and then save yourself some money, because your kids are only going to play with those things for like a few years, and then you can pass it on and get it out of your house, and you didn't have to spend $300 on something that you can't even give away, you know?